Hello everybody. Welcome to this Sunday afternoon live stream. My name is Brian, aka Practically Geek, and we are going to be taking a look at the upcoming Just Flight FS Traffic compatibility update. What I mean by that is FS Traffic is already obviously out on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but it does not work for 2024. Well, it will do soon. So gather in, everybody, gather in and get involved in the chat, and yeah, should be a nice chill hour or two, maybe 90 minutes possibly, but certainly a nice stream to come and get involved with. If you are watching, yeah, I obviously appreciate everyone getting involved in the chat, asking questions, chatting amongst each other. All good, guys. If you don't want to get involved, that's absolutely fine. Not everyone has to get involved. Some of you do. Now, you guys can stay as quiet as you like. As long as you're enjoying the stream, make sure that you give it a like. Give it a share if you think others may enjoy it. And obviously, if you are really enjoying it, please go off and look at some of my other videos, my pre-recorded videos, or go and watch some live streams that I've done in the past. And again, if you do enjoy them, a subscribe would absolutely be amazing. This is my sort of, I guess you could say, full-time hobby at the minute, and I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. It's good to speak to people, like-minded people, aviation enthusiasts, people who are just getting into the aviation world, people who are getting into the flight simming world. Any questions, let me know. Join me on Discord. Everything is linked in the description, of course, and all my social medias as well, where I am uploading real world aviation photography. Let's get my ugly mug on camera here. Where am I? Hey, there I am. I think we need to change the background, don't we? Because I think we've had that one on for quite a bit. Let's see if we can get that changed. Where are we? Where should we go? That was the bedroom. Did you see all the mess? Oh no! Oh, we're in a control tower at Gatwick Airport. There we go. Massive thank you to our moderator this evening, Plain Spot and Mike. Absolutely amazing moderator and friend and aviation enthusiast, and he is spending some time with us tonight, and obviously he will be linking some things in the description as well. And there's my Discord there if you are interested in joining my Discord. Facebook, X, Instagram. What I would say is that I am sharing more photos and videos on Instagram and TikTok, purely because they are a bit easier to share multiple photos to. You can obviously only add 4 to X. You can add a lot to Facebook, but it's not really laid out in a friendly viewing kind of format. So yeah, I would recommend, if you want to see any of my real world aviation photography or videos, please follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. Yeah. How is everybody doing this evening? I hope everyone has had a great weekend, and the sun and the heat hasn't been too tremendous. We definitely can't handle it in the United Kingdom. But yeah. Yep. So we are looking at, just bear with me 1 second. We are looking at Just Flight FS Traffic, the 2024 compatibility update. There's going to be a couple of things added to the update as well. I'm not going to run through those today in this live stream, but just keep in mind that there will be things that are added to keep the add-on optimized for use with 2024 as well. So let's get into it. Let me just stick the volume up for the simulator, not too loud, because there's going to be obviously AI traffic being added into the simulator, of course. Let me get onto the screen here so we can see. We are in good old Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, which is Manchester Airport. We can see a Embraer, so we can see a KLM Embraer just taxiing there, right underneath us. And this is a Just Flight AI traffic model. And what I will say straight off the bat is the models are fantastic. The actual rendered models of the aircraft. Some of the best, I think, probably the best models that I've seen. The aircraft are rendered and textured very, very well. UK's worst airport. But at this point, Mike, I would say probably the most accessible and varied to plane spot at. So for aviation enthusiasts, probably the best location to kind of to go to for plane spot, and I would agree. As a passenger, probably not. So this is still the Mako Simulations Manchester Airport, which technically isn't compatible with 2024 as of yet, but it does work. We are still holding out for Evasion 2. There's been no news on that, but yeah, we are looking at the FS traffic mod today, and this will be updated for all users, so you will know that all Just Flight's 2020 add-ons are free upgrades. They haven't charged them, and I believe they aren't going to be charging for them. We'll just watch this KLM go onto the active runway, so we are on 23 right at Manchester Airport. So this is going to be kind of a first look, kind of a preview if you like, and a bit of virtual aviation spotting if you like as well. What I would say as well, any issues that you are going to see, you might not see any, but if you are going to see any issues in the video, obviously if you do point them out, that's absolutely fine. But this is pre-release software, it's not the final software. There might be things that you'll see that won't be present in the final update. And what I would also say as well, that there is an instance of third-party airports possibly not working well with any AI traffic mods as well. I know, for example, just not really doing a comparison on this, but if I do start comparing others, then it's just because of what I've seen in the past. But the likes of Beyond ATC, I know that this particular airport just doesn't work well with their AI traffic. It seems to just, the aircraft just seem to stay on the gates and they don't do anything. Sometimes you will get a arriving aircraft that will just land and then disappear. But that is purely due to the airport. So there might be instances of that. I haven't seen it just yet. We will also try and take a look at the control center add-on as well, which I can sort of add on to the screen as well at some point in the live stream. Nice to see you, Ivan, mate. I'm doing well. How are you, mate? I'm all right. I'm all right. Been doing some real world aviation photography and spotting recently. There's that KLM Embraer, more than likely off to Amsterdam. See the landing gear going off there. Straight off the bat, what I would notice is there is some anomalies with aircraft on the wrong gate. Now, you wouldn't see Lufthansa and EasyJet on these particular gates, but from what I've personally seen so far, it's not a widespread thing. It doesn't happen a lot. You will also see some blank liveries as well. You can mess about with all that in the control center. It also, right now, I've noticed that there isn't a lot of aircraft in airports. That might be on that might be on sort of my side of things. I've left the settings pretty much kind of default for now. But yeah, good to see you, Kyle, mate. So for example, the Gulf that is on the right stand. That is exactly where it departed from when I saw it on Wednesday. The Etihad and the Virgin, they're on the correct ones. The EasyJet and obviously the Buzz here, they are not. They should be at Terminal 3. But again, it's very... you'd also might see some planes flying over. I believe this is mostly due to the limitations of the simulator and not so much the add-on. I don't think Just Flight or anyone have any control over that. I don't believe at this point. What we will do is obviously we will be going around some different airports around the world. We won't just stay in Manchester, for example. We'll go to the likes of Heathrow, Gatwick, JFK. We'll have a good look around in the 90 to 2 minutes of live streaming that we're going to be on today. Obviously, time affects things as well. In the FS control center, they call it. You can change traffic options. You can change the database, the map options. You can add schedules and flight plans, and add your own liveries and aircraft as well. There is there's a nice array of options that you can go into the actual software, and that is located in the actual control center file wherever you have the add-on installed. As I say, I will have a look. Let me see if I can add this in for you guys at the minute. See if we can add a window capture to the stream. Let's capture the control center. There we go. And I'll just stick it down there next to me in some kind of fashion. Hopefully it's not too... I will flick it off and on throughout. I don't want to kind of block what's going on. But yeah, you've got flight plans, which again, you can go and create a new route if you wanted to. Import routes, aircraft, liveries. You can mess with the ground crews. I've set mine to, I think, standard configuration, and you can tick everything on there. You can mess about with what aircraft have a catering truck, a pushback. There is a lot on there, as you can see, and you can mess about with all that. Good to see the mods in the chat. I hope that there's some other viewers having a little look at the Just Flight add-on today. I know that Richard from Just Flight will be kind of possibly looking in, and he is on the other end of Discord for me to chat with if there's any issues, so that's really, really good. Can you use the Just Flight traffic for VATSIM? Good question. Good question, mate. Something I haven't got a clue about. That's fantastic, Carl. Thank you so much. You'd also see from the Air Baltic A220 there that the pushback wasn't correct. Again, all the pushbacks, I believe that is actually, it's a good point, the pushback, I've just noticed, because it's one of the first aircraft on this list here, the A220-100 and the 300, they're both unchecked, so that might mean that we're not going to get a proper pushback. I'm going to tick them. You can also see there's a column here for small pushback as well. What I might need to do is go and check all of these, because I'm assuming that the Embraers also don't have pushback enabled, so that might be why that other one wasn't pushback fully, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, so this is what I was saying, Corsair, obviously it's nothing to do with the add-on developer, in this case Just Flight. This is obviously this will be where the developers want to go really in depth and want to, and obviously they want to mess about with, you know, airline specific gates. So we've already had, oh, there's the Lufthansa, I think that's an A319 by the size of it. So you can see that things, they take a tiny bit of time, and it does say that in the support as well. FSLCL does, but technically it works for the add-on, but it doesn't. It's not compatible. This is obviously going to be. This is a compatibility update for FS traffic by Just Flight. Even the more expensive, so the likes of Beyond ATC, I can't comment on the new Say Intentions traffic because I haven't tried it yet. But even the Beyond ATC has low-flying aircraft as well, but the pushbacks are really good on that. Now you can also see this EasyJet here is going to be landing on 23 left, which would not be a standard runway to land at Manchester. This would only be for diversions and emergencies that they would really be using 23 left at. Again, more than likely a developer thing where they're allowing aircraft to land on this runway. Let's just have a look at the landing anyway. Can't really because that's in the way. Oh, sorry guys. So you do get the tire smoke. I'll take you through the control center to, you know, a bit later on in the video. There we go. So we do have Richard from Just Flight in the chat, guys. So if you've got any questions, please ask away. I know a fair bit. I've spent some time with the manual, just having a flick through. There was a couple of things that I'd forgotten from last time I used the add-on. But yeah, that is Richard from Just Like, guys. So obviously welcome into the chat and make him feel welcome, of course. And any questions that I can't answer, Richard can. But yeah, there you go. There we go, guys. Lovely little scene there. We've got a Lufthansa spooling up there, and you can see the tyre smoke and effects there. And then we've got a lovely buzz, Max 8. We've got a 737 Max 8, as you can see, buzz from Ryanair. And so when I was talking about the models being the best I've seen, is because for me the likes of the engine and the wings and the liveries as well, they're very, very crisp. They're very nice. Other models from other add-ons seem to be very squared off. The polygons in the modelling seem to be very, you know, squared off. The engines seem a bit more rounded off here. Look at the engines as well. And then you can see this is obviously waiting for clearance as well. Behind that we've got a TUI 737. yeah, so Carl, from my my experience with FSLTL, it is purely just for aesthetic purposes for me. So if I'm taking a screenshot of an airport, I'll just quickly inject the traffic. I don't need to now because this is even easier, because it's got the toolbar in the on the simulator, as you can see. And just pop it up there, just flight traffic up there. Nice little rotation there as the A220 blasts off. But yeah, for me, Carl, FSLTL was, before this, just the thing that I'd use to take screenshots of, say, for an airport, or use it for an airport review and just have some, you know, planes moving around and stuff like that. Special one-off livery. So you mean the likes of, obviously, the, you know, off the top of my head, the NBA A380, you know, the special liveries we get? It's a good question, mate. Hopefully FS traffic is better performance certainly in 2020. So right off the bat, I know FSLTL isn't technically compatible. From other AI traffic add-ons I've seen so far for 2024, and there isn't obviously many to choose from, performance is fantastic, and FSLTL is terrible at the minute because, again, it really isn't compatible, but it tanks performance. This is very, very smooth. Once it's had time to sort of settle and inject the traffic, it is lovely. Lovely rotation on the buzz there as it floats off the runway. And there's the landing gear going in. What I would say, if Richard is in, I don't know if it's an airport specific thing. I think it might be. But aircraft landing on the wrong runway. We've already seen a EasyJet land on 23 left, which isn't generally a runway in use in Manchester. But yeah, if you can answer that, mate. And cheers, Richard, for being in here and getting involved. I appreciate it so much, especially with it being a Sunday, mate. So I absolutely, really, really appreciate that. And I also appreciate you letting me live stream this because it isn't out yet. Very, 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 very big honour for the channel because I am a massive Just Flight fan, especially the likes of the Piper aircraft and all the others really, actually. But FX traffic is something that when I first saw it, I was really, really interested in. There's a Tobii 737 800 by the looks of it. You can see the registration properly on there. I would also say, even at this point, the aircraft seem to be also not glitching through the environment like some of the others I've seen. There's the Gulf Air Dreamliner heading out. It was parked here. I'm not too sure where the path has taken it there, but he's heading out as well. No worries, Richard, thank you. I would have thought it was part of the developer as well, just like the likes of the aircraft on the stands as well. But if it's the sim, then it makes sense. It's obviously something that you guys wouldn't you know, completely miss, and it's you know, it's going to happen on other airports. I know, for example, Gatwick. I'm using the Ini-built Gatwick at the minute, and they are using both runways. In the Ini-built software, it does actually let you turn on both runways, but mine's turned off. So, Reese, this will of course be a free update for current users. It always is with Just Flight. So, one of only, I would say, a few developers currently who are allowing their their 2020 updates to be free, so they're given their 2024 compatibility updates for free, so it will be free. I just can't wait till we get a more complete Manchester airport, if I'm going to be honest with you. So there is another EasyJet who have just landed on 2-3 left. Again, obviously not something that would happen in real life. Generally, aircraft would be using 2-3 left as the departing runway and using 2-3 right as the arrivals at this time of year. You can also see that happening now. The buzz has gone to 2-3 left for its departure, and obviously this would be runway incursion, because this EasyJet would have to taxi back all the way along. So this does happen only with emergencies and diverts, usually just emergency diverts. They have to just get down on the floor quick, and this would be the runway in use if it has to be. But like I said, we aren't going to just be sticking to Manchester. We will be having a look at other airports, busier airports as well. We'll also be taking a better look at the control centre add-on, which we will do before we head off to, I think what we'll do is we'll head off to either Heathrow or Gatwick, possibly Heathrow. And like, if you are reading the chat, guys, as well, you'll also see Richard from Just Flight is in there answering any questions I cannot answer, or answering any questions that I miss, or in general, if I don't know the answer at this point, Richard is there. So again, massive thank you to him. As you can see, the EasyJet is going all the way to the end of the runway. It might even disappear off screen. He might even hold for the Gulf Air. Carl, thank you so much for that information, mate, because I didn't know that. I know Tyre or Tier Models did a Manchester. I don't know if it was well received. I didn't look at it in the end, but that is some good information. Thank you so much, Carl. I'll need to look into that, and do me a favor, Carl, if you aren't on my Discord. I apologize if you are, but if you are on my Discord, please, I mean, I apologize if you are, and I don't recognize the name, but if you aren't on my Discord, please go in if you have Discord, or any of my social medias, and see if you can link me some more information. If I can't find any, I'll go and have a look at that, but that's very interesting. It's by Macos. Yeah, so I know a few guys who are associated with Mako Simulations, and kind of feel the same, and I don't mean any disrespect to the guys, but it just, so what I would say is, straight off the bat, is we're going off sort of script here in terms of the add-on. There we go, the lovely 787 Dreamliner off there, lovely wing flex as well. I would say that kind of is very realistic in what the wings would do on a Dreamliner, so another spot on. Kudos to Just Like there. Yeah, so I don't want to go off too much off, I wouldn't say script, because I am just improvising, and but yeah, I understand what you're saying, mate. Now, what I would say is Mako are a team of, I think, maybe one or two. I don't think there's many of them, and I know that Max at Mako is a full-time worker, like many developers are. I'm not saying that other people aren't, but he is a full-time worker with a family, and his Mako scenery is very much when and if he can do it. Now, obviously, it's a paid scenery. We paid for it, and we were told there would be a version 2. So I agree with you there. Kind of a sort of back and forth on that. I agree with what you're saying, but also at the same time, I know that it's not easy for some developers just to commit 100% of the time to creating their aircraft or sceneries. But I understand as paid customers, it's been quite a while. The airport isn't complete at all. There's no the air landside part is nowhere near complete, and obviously with 2024 being out, we need some kind of better compatibility and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll leave it there with that, with sort of, with that kind of topic. Tier model is okay, but not very accurate. Yeah, I didn't bother with it, to be honest with you, but I am interested in what you said above, mate, so I'll have a little look at that. Right, okay guys, so let's have a look at what we'll do is we will position the camera kind of just here maybe, or maybe just higher up so we can see. So obviously as well, just another thing about macro simulations, they have been doing version 2. I'm not too sure if we'll ever see it like you said, but they are creating it. I can't share any images, but I have seen images of, for example, all of the jet parks and all of this being redone. And obviously there's been images shared of Airliners Live models that obviously the live streamers, Airliners Live, are going to be put into the viewing park, so that it is being done. It's not like it's not being done. It's just, yeah, I'm not too sure when we will see a release. Other developers might get their version of Manchester's out well before they do, but we shall see. So just a sort of a top-down view, almost not a top-down view, but an aerial view of Manchester as we look at the control center app, or the control center program for the Just Flight Traffic. Let's have a little look. We'll kind of put that a bit bigger. So this is the aircraft tab. The home tab doesn't create much in it. Change log and stuff like that. You can see the improved LODs and stuff like that. Schedules, where you can mess about with all the schedules. You can type in an airport and search for it, and it comes up, and we can see all the schedules there. What aircraft, registrations, all that business, guys. We're not gonna sit there and go through it. Call signs and stuff like that. Very, very neat stuff. Again, if we want to go to Heathrow Airport, we can do that. We're going to get a bit more of a substantial list there, taking its time. There's the list there for Heathrow, Speedbird, Lufthansa, Air Canada, all that good stuff. Destinations, carrier, aircraft flight numbers. Carl, I am aware of that, mate. Yeah, I'm aware. I do speak to Practically nearly every week, maybe not every week, but I do check in with him now and again, and yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's not ruled it out, but there is other people, obviously, by the sounds of it as well. Yeah, I didn't even know about that. Look at that Arini ATR there as well, guys. Sorry for getting interrupted. So we can see an ATR aircraft there as part of the models. But yeah, no, Practically isn't at the minute, with the amount of other Manchester airports. That's cool. That sounds like an aircraft overflying. That's a buzz there. But yes, the control center app. Schedules, flight plans. You can literally drop down the menu, go to the E's. Obviously, we've got a lot of E airports. We can go to EGGGG, go back up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is a long list of E's for airport codes. Denel, I'm assuming it's Denel because it looks like Renault. Denalt, yeah, Denalt. I fully agree with you there, mate. Now I don't know if any builds aren't bothering because there's there's other developers lined up to do it, and there's going to be too many to choose from. I don't know, but you are right. Any builds seem a perfect fit for Manchester, with it being obviously second or third for busiest in terms of passengers. But I agree with you, mate. It is funny that they haven't done it. Well, let's try and scroll down here. So I just want to take you through to the EGCC. You can see EGCC to all the different things. I believe that is Prague, so we can click on it and you can see Manchester to Prague. So you see all the different flight plans and routes. Aircraft. We saw this before. You can say the changes because that doesn't before. You can basically set no ground services, fast gate turnarounds, which probably would have been better in this case. You'll probably want to not set that if you're doing something, a realistic flight or anything like that. Set standard configuration, and then you can just customize it yourself. You can turn all these things off: board and ramp, GPU, jetway, marshal air, pushbacks. You can disable them if you don't want to see pushback, stuff like that, and then save changes for that. Airports, again, or we can go to the best airport in the country and the world for that matter. We can go to Liverpool, and you can see all the stands, small, medium, heavy, and you can see the GA ramp there at Liverpool, the flying school, stuff like that. And again, you can go to Heathrow as well. You can obviously a bit bigger there. So Carl, this is kind of partly the reason why I'm live streaming it now, because I was also on the testing team there, or the testers live on Discord. I don't have a particular day. Richard would definitely be the man to answer that if he's allowed to answer that. I'm sure he is allowed to answer it in some capacity, but he would be the person to speak. Not long, I don't think. Yes, that is right, Carl. So obviously Terminal 2 has a partial new pier. I can show you where that is before we move on. So Terminal 2 has a new pier, and obviously that's being completely revamped. A lot of different works going on in Manchester currently, so you are right in that respect. They probably don't want to do anything until it's completed, so they don't have to go back and do a massive upgrade to it. There you go. So you heard it from Richard, guys. This is going to be this update to the compatibility 2024 update for FS traffic. Could be as early as tomorrow, certainly by Wednesday. So you haven't got long to wait for it, guys. This will not be a long wait at all. So it looks like I've live streamed from a really at a really good time. And yes, as Mike said, I will be obviously reposting and posting on my social medias to tell when the particular update goes live, and obviously that will go live on your account, and it will just be a download with a new download version. You can update that. Yes, and like Richard said, Marketplace, please give time, because obviously Marketplace isn't a case of when the developer does it, it's ready. It's when Microsoft and Asobo give the green light. So usually they have a really developers would say they have a really sort of long turnaround, but sometimes it's quite quick. There's a Turkish Airlines A321 by the looks of it overflying the airfield. Let's get back to the control center because I'm getting too distracted. There, so you can see heavy rams, small rams. You don't generally have any medium, like it's, you know, really small rams. You have A320 stands and stuff like that. Options. Now we've got a couple of things in here. Traffic options. This is what the control center program is defaulted by, so it's what it uses default. I think use fallback text, it might not be, but this is for any blank liveries and stuff like that. Time before departure, so that isn't how long you wait before the departures, it's how from what I've read, I believe, I hope I'm right, that is the FS traffic bringing all of the flights that are departing within 90 minutes. So everything that is departing in 90 minutes, it will take into account. Spawning a cruise is just how it is. It's the traffic above, you can set that down to 1 as well. Wingspan options, that's obviously if you wanted to not have the aircraft sort of clipping in between each other. Richard, if you can answer me, is this just a limitation with low flying aircraft and stuff like that? I know it happens with absolutely every AI option. I'm guessing that's just a simulator thing. This sort of low flying aircraft, they almost do maybe a go around and then they come back around at a really scary altitude. I think that's more of a sim thing, but if you can answer that, mate, that'll be spot on. Yeah, and the wingspan options, obviously, if you want to make it real world values, compatibility low and high, I think it's all to do, I believe, let's just have a little look, because I forget exactly what the wording is on that one, so bear with me, guys. You can obviously add liveries in as well. That's an option in the program, model matching as well. So the wingspan options box provide control over oversized wingspans. Rather than adjusting the size of the physical models, the wingspans are adjusted. They have no change with the characteristics of the flight model and stuff like that. It's mostly for the gates if there's any clipping between the real world objects. So basically what's this for is, what it's saying is if you're using a mixture of third-party add-ons or the default flight sim airports, then that's why it's there. And then you can basically enable it, and that just turns it off and on basically. You can turn the map provider to Google or Bing database. I'm assuming that's going to be updated, and then you can back everything up as well in there. It's a very nice control center, and obviously to make anything active here, you've got this is what I meant by it's easy to inject the aircraft. This is the most easiest AI traffic to inject things into. You're not using an external program to do it. You don't need to have a sim brief flight plan active so that that the AI traffic can work. It's there. You confirm where you are. You confirm it. You can remove traffic. You can regenerate traffic. Remove traffic. Regenerate. It'll regenerate quite quickly. You can see things have changed about a bit as well. But yeah, that is Manchester. Let's move on. Let's just have a little swig of 7-Up. Wet the old whistle. Love flying aircraft is a sim thing, of course, yeah. Yeah, as I say, Richard, it's everything I've seen, every other sort of air traffic I've tried. It looks exactly, it handles exactly the same. It's quite a sad thing that we can't do. Developers can't just, well, a sober Microsoft can get it sorted basically. So let's head off to another airport as well. So we will obviously have to let's take the control panel thing off there, and we can have a little break of the screen for now. Let's go to any suggestions in the chat, guys. If you are interested in seeing a particular airport with AI traffic, I know quite a lot of our guys in here are going to say Liverpool. What I'm going to say in this instance is I thought about it, but we will kind of wait a tiny bit. What I will do is I will go there now and just show you what it looks like, and we might see some departures, arrivals, but we won't be there too long, just based on traffic. As we already know, is Liverpool's fantastic, but it's not going to be very, very active. That's the problem. Now, we have had a British Airways A320 at Liverpool before. I don't think we had one long ago, to be honest with you. I think there was a divert at Manchester one time. So we'll stick it there, just because probably that's where it will end up if it came in. Possibly. I know you can't see what I'm doing at this point, just because when I do that, I'd rather have it on this screen. There we go, shoom, right down. And it's parked up near to the kind of the what would you call it, the staff car parks. You can see that there is some traffic in there already spawned in. Let's duck underneath our lovely Phoenix A320, and you can see there's been quite a lot of aircraft being rendered in here, and spawned in, as you like. So we can have a little look at the models. Now obviously this isn't going to be a massive deal when it comes to the kind of AI traffic, but for immersion, as I say, they are the nicest models. And right next to EasyJet, Golf, Echo, Zulu, Uniform Charlie, and then we've got a Buzz on the ground there, and EasyJet, Ryanair. And again, you would find the EasyJet's more than likely further down on the other apron, and then further down by the hangars, and then Ryanair's usually are this end of the airport. Would love to see EJNX, you would love to see East Mids. We can go there, definitely. So let's have a little look, let's have a little walk on the ground at Liverpool. I think the British Airways is on a turnaround panel setting. But the models are really, really nice. Like I said, they're spot on. And again, what I would say as well, like many of you have already pointed out, the performance with FS traffic is lovely, spot on, really, really is nice. Which is quite, it's quite amazing when you consider the models being used here. Like, I've seen add-on aircraft like this where you pay for them, The liveries are really nice. I mean, yeah, you get right up close to them, you're going to see the imperfections, but So at the minute we haven't got any any arrivals or departures. Now what I would like to check on this live stream at the minute is to see if little nav map. Now little nav map is really nice little bit of kit, nice bit of software, and it looks like it is injecting aircraft in there, and it does look like it's actually injecting the Just Flight models, possibly. Yeah, it might possibly be, actually. But little nav map usually does inject AI traffic, and you can actually see if you've got any arrivals or departures or anything like that, which is quite cool. Okay, let's have a little look at, let's jump into our A320, and then we will, you can see I'm getting the resource exceeds GPU memory. I haven't been getting this since Sim Update 2, never had this issue before, when this particular update was supposed to fix the likes of VRAM, which is quite sad to see. We've got a Logan ATR on the gate here as well, guys, so it's nice to see here as well. Yeah, I thought so, Richard. I've used it before in the past with it, and it's fantastic as well, especially if you're doing the likes of like little fun virtual plane spotting videos, or you just want to see what's coming and going. But yeah, look at the model on the Logan Air ATR. It's fantastic, it really is. Just before we head off to East Mids, no, we haven't got anything on the other apron. But I mean, that would be generally what you would see at Liverpool. That is quite spot on in terms of capacity, or what you would see at Liverpool. Now at night, because everything is based at Liverpool, you would usually see near enough every stand full of Ryanair and EasyJets. Let's head off to East Mids. I won't mess around with the screen now, guys. You can see what I've got going on here. Perfect. So, say what you like, but I do love Flight Sim 2024. Kind of the GTA 5 style map. Here's East Mids. Again, I don't think we see any British Airways at East Mids, but hey ho, let's park it up on this stand here. You can see that they've already started loading in, guys. That's how fast it is. Now in the manual, it does talk about popping the airport into the toolbar. Now I think that's only at the very start when you load the sim in, Richard, possibly. It seems last night when I was going through different airports just to obviously have a little look around and test it out, they seem to load up straight away. Like when you pick an airport, it loads up, so when you get in there, they're already there. You don't have to wait. So initially you might wait about 2 or 3 minutes on your kind of initial load. What you do need to do is when you are doing a proper flight, so say if I'm going to, I'm doing a positioning flight from East Midlands to Liverpool Airport, Manchester Airport, you do need to put the arrival input. So on your way in the flight, you do have to stick the EGCC into the toolbar there to activate everything. But I wouldn't be surprised if it just worked anyway. But as you can see, it's working there now. Will we see any cargo aircraft? Well, we can have a little look, can't we? Will we see any 747s, or we should see some DHL on the ground there? Sorry, I'm just messing with myself, guys, live on stream, but it is still pretty hot, and it's always hot in this room, even if the weather's not warm. Hopefully it loads quite quickly. It's being quite nice. There we go, straight in there. It's been quite good to me, the old sim at the minute. It's not peeing me off. There we go, guys. Back onto the ground there again. One of those resource warnings, but I think it just doesn't just to annoy me. But yeah, a little walk around of the aircraft. We can see some Jet 2s and Tobies on the ground there. You've got your Ryanairs as well. Can you do Dublin? I mean, we can have a go of quite a couple, can't we? If we keep everything a bit more, you know, quick at every airport, and we try and oh, drone camera doesn't work in walk around mode, guys. So that'll be why that's not working. Yeah, so I thought so, Richard. Yeah, exactly. So if you are doing a flight, you do need to open it up, but it seems like everything just loads in when you pick a new airport. You don't need to go into the toolbar again. So there's no cargo aircraft. Have we got any cargo aircraft, Richard? That's a point. Let me just have a little look at the aircraft lists. We don't think we have any freighters, do we, mate? So that would make sense that we're not seeing any freighter aircraft, or do, I mean, let me know. I don't think there's any there, but obviously this is Pyre's East Midlands, so this is the last, I believe the last airport they did. Obviously right now they're in the middle of doing Birmingham Airport, which is looking fantastic. We've got working lifts that you can ride up and down in, which is just going above and beyond in terms of airport scenery development. There is a DHL cargo, so I was wrong. Oh, and that has actually been, it's getting low. Oh no, that might be a, no, that's a model of the airport, I think. Don't think that is part of the traffic model, I don't think. I think that is actually a model of, a static model. No cargo at the moment. There's a minimal cargo parking in the sim, so we can't do anything in the computer. Okay, it's okay, perfect. Yeah, that's a static model, obviously. But yeah, that is East Mids there. Again, probably, apart from the cargo stands being empty, this would probably be like what you would see at East Midlands in terms of how busy it is. Hello Alex, nice to see you on your Flight Sim account, obviously, as well as your brother Finley as well, mate. So let's head off. We'll go and have a look at Dublin. Mike said have a look at Dublin. Any other suggestions, guys? Let me know in the comments. Get involved in the comments. If you have any questions for me, there's also Richard from Just Flight in the chat at the moment. If I can't answer anything, he is being absolutely incredible for me in the chat, and he is answering any questions and being an absolute legend. Because let's face it, guys, it is a Sunday, and obviously Richard and his team will be off back in the offices or working at the computer to get this update ready for you guys, which isn't far off. Here is Dublin. This is MK Studios Dublin, I believe, which is compatible with 2024. You'll have to mind me, British Airways do fly here, I believe, but I do not know what stand they're at, so forgive me. I haven't got a clue. I'm going to stick it there just so it's out the way. I've noticed we don't need to do this whole scrolling out into the middle of nowhere to get the sim to load, or it might just be having a good day, the simulator. Thank you everyone for joining today, spending some time this Sunday afternoon with myself. Big thank you to all of our mods for being here today and keeping everyone entertained, keeping the chat nice and organised. Big thank you to Richard from Just Flight for coming in on a Sunday afternoon and helping me answer any questions. really don't appreciate this. I really don't appreciate it. Not in a bad way. I don't appreciate it enough. Because it's really, really nice. Really, really nice airport. I mean, I agree, Alex, but I also think that 2020, even at this point, is still kind of doesn't work. You know what I mean? I mean, it does. It's in better state, but I mean, when you consider it's not it's not fully working. But yeah, we've got a ton of Aer Lingus jets here. No, we'll never win, mate. I mean, very, very rare in any kind of, entertainment software. We're not ever really going to get a fully working thing, are we? We're not. It's not going to be always spot on. There's always going to be at least one update afterwards. I mean, and then it's very. Oh, hang on, what's happened here? Oh no, that's what the glass looks like at Dublin. This is another location that I want to try and take myself to for some plane spotting, but I don't know whether it'll be much, apart from the American carriers. I don't think it's going to be much different to Manchester, I think. I don't, might that, for anyone who's went to Dublin and saw the planes, let me know, but I don't think it will be much, apart from the fact that they've got some Delta aircraft. There's a nice interior here as well, especially when you've got the AI traffic turned on. You can see all the planes outside. A bit blurry as well, I'm not too sure, but yeah, Dublin looks pretty nice and packed. You've got your Ryanairs, you've got your Aer Lingus, more buzz there as well. Yeah, I think apart from I think United Airlines, possibly American, but definitely Delta, because I think I've seen a few pictures, some lovely 330 Neo Deltas at Dublin. There's a Lux Q400, which we do get at Manchester as well. And there is the oh no, that is a Dash 8 100. It's a Dash 8, but it's not the Q4. It's not the Q400, is it? Oh, it does say it's the Q400. It looked tiny. Okay, fair enough. I thought it was. It just looked a bit tiny. I thought the Q400 was a bit longer. But anyway, that's what the model looks like for the Dash 8. Love to see it in the sim, even though it's not available for the sim. No big Aer Lingus. Oh, there's a 330. Never mind. No, that's not a 330. It was deceiving. Some ATRs, 320s, but I can't see any 330s at this point. They are obviously in the list, I think. I think they are. They should be. Yeah, 330, 200, 300, A350, 1900, A380, ATR 42 and 72, all the CRJs, and then the Embraer 145, 170, 190 and 195. It's a very substantial list even at this point. Yeah, Majestic are, yeah, but they need someone to do the systems. I think Majestic are doing the modelling, or the other way around, they're doing the systems and they need someone to do the modelling, but I think they've done the model already, or at least they've got it to a state where they're happy. I think they want indie builds, I believe, to do the systems and stuff, from what I've read. So that's Dublin. Let's go off to another one of those little warnings there. Okay, I'm just going to ignore them because it doesn't seem to do anything to me. Let me just reply to my friend Soup on my thing. I'm actually sweating as well, guys. Sorry for that. It's quite warm in here. Should I open the window? I should have opened the window, shouldn't I? Should have opened the window. I am still here, guys. Just bear with me 1 second. Right, I'm back. I've opened the window. Hopefully I timed everything correctly, because otherwise if we didn't, then you would have seen me in my boxer shorts. Hey! It's not that type of live stream, guys. Calm down. Oh, nice one, Alex. You will not be disappointed, my friend, because the Jag is absolutely amazing. Right, guys, if you are still hanging in on the stream, I really appreciate it. We are taking a look at the upcoming compatibility update for Just Flight's FS Traffic AI Traffic add-on. Richard has let us know in the chat here, so I am allowed to say it, is that that it will be coming this week. It could be tomorrow, so you could be getting your update email tomorrow. But it could be as soon as Wednesday, so massive kudos to Just Flight there for getting the update out and having us, for giving us another AI traffic solution, and one of the best, because the performance on it is fantastic. Let's have a little look at Heathrow. It would be a shame not to. Doesn't look like the traffic has loaded in just yet by the looks of it. You do also need turning on to me, because I'm not there yet. It doesn't seem like the traffic has loaded into Heathrow just yet, but with obviously the size of it, don't expect it to have done it that quickly. Let's spawn into Heathrow, just have a little look. Let's take the time back a bit as well. Have a little look at that, and then we can go over to some of the American airports and have a look there as well. We could even probably just go off to Dubai airport and have a little look at that as well. Yeah, massive thank you if you are joining the stream today and having a little look. Like I said in the Discord, I haven't had any replies on my YouTube post, unfortunately. And this channel wasn't designed to be a live streaming channel, which is absolutely fine, but I have got used to them and kind of, you know, built the menus and all the little funny bits that you've got, like, you know, the little interval music and all the different screens, you know, the stream's ending and all that business. So it'll be a shame not to kind of utilize it every once in a while, but I do want to try and make it a regular thing, just because I am able to put that time into live streaming. What I would say is, it's not anyone who says it's easier to do than pre-recorded video. I don't think they appreciate coming onto a live stream, either putting your face on there or both, and putting your voice on there and being able to sort of improvise mostly. You know, you could have yourself a prompt or script going, but for most of the time I think it is all improvised. It's not easy, but I'd like to try and do this a regular thing, so I can, you know, advertise and show that I'm doing live streaming every particular day. And I think at the minute Sunday is showing to be the most popular option. I haven't made any decisions yet, guys. Let's just see what happens. Alex, don't tell me. I haven't looked. Don't tell me, mate. I've replied to comments, but I have not looked at the the figures, and I don't want to at this point because it was the first video I haven't looked at the statistics for. I just want to leave it. As I say, that video was at the Paris Air Show. I don't know if Dassault will go ahead and potentially share that video at some point, or even the Paris Air Show. But funnily enough, good little I'm glad you brought that up, mate, because the president, so the Prime Minister of France, actually was having a tour around the air show, and he walked right past my video, so he might have even seen it. You know, Macron himself might have seen it, so that's pretty cool. But just the opportunity to do that was, I couldn't turn that down. And obviously it was Azor Poly asking as well. I couldn't say to them no, because they're just so bloody nice to work with, you know. But that's not the end of it, guys, because in a week or two there's going to be something else to show you, something that I've had to keep tight-lip about, and I can't wait to show you that. That isn't a military. This isn't going to be a military jet as well. This is going to be something else, and I can't wait to share that video. And I can't wait for people at a particular event to see. I mean, I'm kind of making it obvious, but yeah, I can't wait for that. You know, there's not many events happening in the next couple of weeks that I'm making it obvious, guys. You probably know, but you wait and see what it is, and you hopefully enjoy it. It's a very it was a very cool thing to film a video for. So here's Heathrow. So obviously Terminal 5, you got your British Airways planes, and you got your Pier B and Pier C and stuff like that. You got your 380s there and your 777s. I'll show you, before we go to a different airport, I'll show you where I was plane spotting at when I came to Heathrow on my overnight coach in real life. I'll show you the locations that I was at, but that was quite cool. Curious what this is. I have FS traffic. So Mickey, this is FS traffic for 2024, mate. So this is the compatibility update, which is coming in the next couple of days. So we have had Richard from Just Flight in the chat with us, answering any questions, mate. But this is the 2024 version. So it just obviously it didn't work with 2020 at all. There was no way of getting it to work like other sorts of 2020 add-ons where you can kind of bypass things and get it to work. This is actually working in 2024 now, and performance is fantastic. What I would say, guys, if the little performance notification that I'm getting, I don't know if that's just sort of a false thing, because I don't see any issues with what I'm getting. But yeah, this is the 2024 version of FS traffic, mate. So obviously you're getting all those really nice Just Flight models with this as well. And there'll be obviously the control center application for you to fiddle about with routes and liveries and aircraft and stuff. Yeah, no worries, mate. He might even still be here. We haven't had any questions since. I think everyone's kind of maybe just had a look now and moved on, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, those lovely Just Flight models there. And again, obviously this is the Uni Builds Heathrow as well. Cheers, Mike, mate. Appreciate you being here, of course. We haven't had any sort of arrivals and departures just yet, but as you saw before with the likes of Manchester as well, they do take a tiny bit to kind of kick in and stuff. There is the A380. What A380 have we got here? I think I took a picture of this one. Nice. Golf X-Ray Lima Echo Lima, which is I think one I took a picture of, possibly. There we go, look at that. Oh, glitched. Head on with the A380 there, guys, look at that. Absolutely not, Mickey, mate. Nope. So Just Flight, I double checked with Richard, and there's not going to be a fee to update. Obviously, if they create any type of 2024 specific native add-on, obviously there will be a price to pay for a new product. If Richard still is in the chat though, I'd like to know if I think that Scott mentioned there being native versions for the likes of the Piper aircraft, so there's going to be actual, you know, 2024 versions that were built for 2024 and not just a compatibility update. Are they going to be free for people, or are they going to be a fee? But no, Mickey, this is a free update that will be available on your Just Flight account within the next couple of days, according to Richard, mate. And yeah, you are right, mate. Just Flight are the one of only a few that are doing updates for free. Here we go, guys. We've got some activity now at Heathrow. We've got a lovely Delta, that was a A330 300 or 200 heading off. The new models are also planned to be part of a free update. There you go. So again, the models, like I think you mentioned the 717, going to be added. Sorry guys, I'm very, very hot. Everything's getting a bit clammy. Just because I know you wanted to know that. Yeah, just a bit of information that you guys wanted to know about me there. But yeah, free update. New models are going to be free when they're available. We've got some Qantas Dreamliners there. We've got another Delta A330, Virgin A330. There is a 330 Neo, by the looks of it, with the wingtips. That could actually be a Dreamliner. That's a Dreamliner, guys. Ignore me. Have we got a A330 Neo? That's the question. We don't. Are you going to be adding the A330 Neo, Richard? I'm assuming that's probably on the agenda. There we go, guys. We can hear engines now. And where are we? Little A319, I'm gonna say there, guys, because honest to God, I have so much difficulty identifying the 20 and the 19. I know the 19 is tiny, but every time I see a 320 and look at it and go, that's not a 320, and it is, and I'm like, okay. There you go. There's a British Airways Airbus heading out. Looks like that's going to be on 27 right at Heathrow. Over here you'll find kind of the Canadian carriers, Qantas, all the Middle Eastern carriers down on Terminal 2 and 3. Obviously we don't have a Terminal 1 at Heathrow anymore. I think I already asked this, Richard, but in terms of an option to increase density at the airport, is this purely just based on time and flight plans? Because I know there's no option to kind of mess with that at the airport. I mean, I don't know if the time before departure things, if you bump the time up so it's on 90, which is the default for minutes, if I bump that up to say 200 minutes, will I find more aircraft at the airport? If you can let me know, mate. I think I already asked that before, but there doesn't seem to be any kind of density sliders or anything like that. The models are amazing, Mikey. They really are. Mickey, sorry. There is a British Airways 350, again, not in the correct space, but still, model-wise, fantastic. You are seeing some little kind of stutters here and there, guys, but that is probably Unibuild's Heathrow. I'm not putting the blame on them, but that I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's probably it, because I've got all of my toggles turned on for airport clutter and cars and stuff like that. What's interesting is to see the Air Canada Max 8. Now this is interesting because this is exactly what they're operating. So they've got the Air Canada 777 and the Dreamliner heading out to obviously Canada, but they do also use the 737 Max 8. I have got a picture of it departing Heathrow when I went the other week. So that is, again, lovely to see that very authentic aircraft placement as well. You got a Swiss A220-100 there. Again, you'll also see that if I do zoom in, frames do drop. It's what generally happens. And obviously you do have the United 767s still heading out to America from Heathrow. I saw about 3 or 4, I think, on that day. Again, lovely model as well. Yeah, so Huddersfield, yeah, I believe so. I know beyond ATC you can use Just Flight models. Wouldn't like to be sat on a Max from London to Canada. No, not at all. I know. See, we had a little bit of a turnaround on the runway there, right onto the grass. So we have had a runway excursion there. So yeah. Oh look, there's a Flyby, guys. What's going on, Richard? There's a Flyby aircraft in Heathrow. I know that they are using Logan Air ATRs into Heathrow, which is weird to see. No, I know for a fact when I finally do get to do a long haul flight, I'm going to end up on like an A321 XLR or something. I know I will. I know I will. It'll happen. I'll end up on a. There we go though. Look at that. We do have the. I think that's an A320. That now. That's holding short for the Lufthansa. Spot on. Love it. Love to see it. Let's see if we can get a little nav map back on, guys, just so we can see a bit more information, because I'm pretty sure it does work, like Richard said. Let's have a little look. Yes, it does work. So that Lufthansa. Usually does tell you, but I can't get it to work, unfortunately. Ah, there we go, the Lufthansa Echo Delta M, I think. Is that Frankfurt or Munich? I'm not good with my German airports. And I'm not claiming to know every bloody code either. You're using the, I believe it's one of the options in the... Okay. So I'm using the summer 2021, and then it gives me winter 22-23. I'm assuming, is this on the fly, Richard? So in the control center, any changes that I make and save changes, do they happen on the fly, or do we have to close and open the sim again? It seems to be loading a better. I'm assuming what's going to happen is if it's on the fly, all this traffic is going to disappear, possibly. But it is doing a green loading bar now, which means it is making the changes to the schedule. It might be that you have to close the simulator and do it again. But yeah, little nav map is a free one-off flightsim.to. Fantastic. It'll give you the map of where you are, but also where AI traffic is as well. And it has everything Heathrow is showing here right now, which is bloody good, isn't it? You can click on the aircraft, and when you click on it, it tells you what aircraft it is, the fact that it's a Just Flight model, and obviously destination, stuff like that as well. It's spot on. That's work. We've got I think that's Newark. So Kilo Echo Whiskey Romeo. I think that's Newark, I think. That is where that particular 777 is off to. That's spot on. Changes require sim restart. Perfect. And that is where the 777 is off to, guys. And that all works absolutely fine. The rotation is spot on as well. I know that 2020, the AI traffic, the rotations and the kind of the flares of the aircraft when they land and take off aren't the best. There we go, guys. Look at that. Malaysian Airlines A350. The rotation wasn't too good on that one. He's floating as he's doing a little flyby. He's doing a little flyby. But yeah, it is spot on. And the fact that you can just have a little nav map open up on the sim there is really, really nice. We got Brussels Airlines. So when I went to Heathrow, before we head over to the States, might be able to catch this. I think this is United. I was standing right here. This looks like it's going to do a go round, but here there's a bus stop. Those little huts aren't there. It's a big fence. But this is where I was for kind of the first 2 hours or so at Heathrow. And that's exactly the view I got, spot on. It's just testament to Anybuild's Heathrow. This wall here, this is a wall. This is a big, massive wall here. It's not a set of houses, but the wall here, if you go over to the fence area down here, right underneath the flight path, you can see all the different British Airways planes sitting there ready for maintenance and stuff. It's so cool. And that's where I was for kind of the first 2 hours, which was pretty cool. And then I walked all the way around, went to Hatton Cross station, which is modelled in Anybuilds, which is pretty cool. Look at that, with the bus shelters there, and that is spot on, by the way. I know we are kind of reviewing Anybuild's Heathrow here. We're not. I'm just showing you where I was. Back to this bus stop. Not that bus stop. This bus stop over here. And then got on one of the shuttle buses all the way down along this road right next to Myrtle Avenue. Oh. Guys, look, there's Big Jet TV with some horses. He's not there, though. And that's not usually where he goes either. It's a bit weird. But yeah, there's Myrtle Avenue there, which I didn't get to go to. The bus goes all the way along, past Terminal 4, takes you into Terminal 4 actually, and then takes you to the cargo. You go past the big Qatar model of the 777 as well here, and then you go along the perimeter road next to the water, which runs all the way along, some geese and stuff like that, along to the terminals, and then you get off the bus at one of the cargo bus stops, and then you walk along all here. Again, everything is insanely accurate. The incline here is not so much, but you get off the bus there, you walk all the way along here. There is a river running all the way along there. It's not really great there, and you keep on going round, you walk, and it's not a bad walk. It actually looks massive walk here that I'm showing you, but you basically walk along, and I don't know if they've mapped it. Oh, they have as well. They've put it in. So this is another spot. It's a little mini Asda petrol station, and you can go in there and you get a Subway or a Greggs. There's a toilet in there, and then you literally stand on this grass verge, and it's not a grass verge, it's a piece of grass, and you can see all my departing shots on Instagram that I've done of Heathrow are from here, and it's a pretty good spot. Spot on, Richard. Do you know what, mate? Thank you so much. Could not have, honest to God, could not have asked any more. Again, Richard let me test this out, have a little look. There wasn't no issues apart from things that are purely developer and sim related. There we go, there's one taken off. There you go, A350 there, Virgin A350, landing gear going in. Oh, I'm back at Heathrow again. But yeah, no issues to report. It seems to be pretty well done already. Like Richard said, look out for the release coming in the next couple of days. Everyone who owns FS Traffic for 2020 will be getting a free update for 2024. It works fantastically, no issues. Any questions, let me know after the stream in the comments. You can go into my Discord and social media, ask me any questions there. But yeah, if anyone is at Expo as well, go and say hello to Richard. Go and say hello to the Innie Builds team who will be present. Also, it's definitely not as high up as this. I think I've made the camera go too far up because you are pretty much below the fence line here as well. We're not leaving the stream just yet, guys. Going to check out one more airport in America just to end off the stream. And yeah, massive thank, as Mike's saying, please make sure that you stay an eye out, keep an eye out, same as Richard, obviously keep an eye out for the update coming. All the previous owners will get an email to say there's an update for FS Traffic, and it'll be out very soon. You might even get it as soon as tomorrow, guys, and that is very exciting. There's that Max, Air Canada Max going out. And this is weird because this is exactly the view that I had at Heathrow. It's spot on, guys, it really is. I think my next trip to Heathrow, I always said that I want to do it at least once, and I have done, but I think I really need to go again. What I'd like to do is do what Mike, Plain Spot and Mike said, is actually stay over, get a cheap hotel nearby, and stay over so I can get off, you know, a really good amount of time, and I can also try and potentially see Myrtle Avenue as well, which would be really nice. Any comments, any questions in the chat, let me know. Richard has left the chat now. Massive thank you again to him. Really fantastic of him to come in and take time out on his Sunday before quite a busy week for the likes of Just Flight and everything, because you've got a lot of developers heading off to Flight Sim Expo in Providence, and that's it's going to be a massive weekend, you know, massive weekend for everyone involved. But yeah, let's head over to, I did go to JFK, but let's head over to LAX instead, guys, because I think that would be quite cool to do. And then we can end the stream with around 2 hours of streaming done. Massive thank you to all the mods and everyone come in and spend some time with the channel today. I'm just double checking everything, guys, because I want to make sure everything's okay. Again, British Airways A320 would not be at LAX, but for streaming's sake, do you know what? Let me try and be a bit authentic. I do have to take you to this page though, unfortunately, because like I said on my last stream, there is aircraft in my aircraft library that I can't show you, and it does sound like I'm being an absolute wally. I think that's a bit of a Scouse term, not a really old Scouse term. I am being a bit of a wally when I say this. I'm not, because obviously I am under NDAs, and I respect every developer that I've worked with, so I do not want to show anything off in the aircraft library that will, you know, potentially damage that reputation. So with all due respect, obviously it does sound like I'm being picky, but there is aircraft in the list that I can't show. One of them no. See, you need it. I'm like Tom Holland, aren't I? Can't keep his mouth shut when he's doing films and stuff. What should we put? Let's have a... Well, obviously we can stay in the Phoenix, can't we? We can just put a jet blue livery on there or something. What should we do? US Airways, that takes me back. Ooh, a special jet blue. A special jet blue livery, there we go. Don't even know if they go to LAX, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure they do. Oh, go on then. I'll be right. I'll make sure they go there. I think they do. I'll find out where they land as well. Just to be correct, you know. Pretty sure they do. Or maybe they don't. Oh, there is. No, there's a JetBlue A321 just about to land. I think JetBlue park on the south one. I think here. Let's see. It's like the second pier along. There you go. That's how authentic I'm being, guys. There we go. Put a JetBlue on there. I'm sorry, mate. FS Traffic's a brilliant dough, mate. I've added. I bought this with my own money. This wasn't sent to me at all. Obviously, the 2024 version was given to me, but it's free anyway. But it was given to me early, so I can show you guys. But yeah, no. When Just Flight announced this, I was straight in there, like so good. And hopefully LAX loads up. Let's have a little look. Let's get me back on screen here. Because we are just floating at the minute. Everything else has been quite... Oh, there we go. A bit stuttery, but let's give the injector and the... Whoa, that's terrible. Oh, I haven't seen it that bad before. I actually believe that message now, to be fair. Oh, no, I think we might have to... I think we might have to leave LAX, mightn't we? Let's just give it a second. Oh no, we're getting about 2 frames a second here. Oh, it's struggling. It's struggling. It's struggling, guys. Yeah, that's some terrible frames. And obviously, as you know, builds LAX isn't that bad. There you go, Alex, mate. There you've got first-hand proof that not you know, it's not always a bed of roses, or where I don't know where that saying came from. But yeah, this is the frame rate I'm getting at LAX. Which is a bit weird because the Builds LAX works absolutely fine. Now, I don't think you have to... disable the original scenery that's in the... Oh, actually, we might have to. No, it's not there because you can always see it, like, you know, sort of doubled in, you know, the scenery. buildings and stuff like that. But that's terrible now. I think I know JFK was absolutely fine yesterday. We'll leave that. We're buffering on the stream. Do you know what? It could just be their servers. This is what I've told a few people today, actually. I've had a few people message me with specs better than mine and saying, why is 2024 just not working for me, but your screenshots or your footage look amazing. I'm like, you gotta remember, it's streaming most of this stuff in now. It's not like 2020 where it's all installed. You know, sometimes it doesn't matter if you've got, you know, gigabyte internet. It does not matter if the flight sim servers aren't playing ball on a particular time or day. You will not get the performance. It's simple as that. Now, there's no actual white circles or loading bars in the sim, Liam, but you know, all of them have been working absolutely fine since I went to LAX, and for the most part we've been to Heathrow any builds. EVGA airports are always spot on. I've always called him a wizard, and I don't get why his airports are so packed full of detail, but yet the performance is insane. But let's I don't know if JetBlue go to JFK, but let's have a little look. To be honest as well, I am also using the likes of OBS, and I've got NVIDIA Broadcast open as well, which is allowing this kind of custom background, which probably isn't helping. You know, I've been live streaming for 90 minutes now, so the computer might just be struggling, and my computer is quite, it's a nice build, but it's not, you know, it hasn't got a 4080 in, or 3090 or 4090, or even a 50. You know, it's you know, it's a 4070, so it's getting old now. It's horrible to say it's getting old. Yeah, JetBlue, of course JetBlue are in there. They got the full terminal. What am I on about? Literally, they park here. We will have a little look and see what happens with here, guys, but it might be that we just end the live stream a bit more prematurely than first mentioned. Also, as well, you can see Perseverance Scenery Designs, or sorry, developers in the chat. That is Liam, so big shout out to him, and you might see some content relating to them pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. I won't say when or if or whatever, but you know, keep an eye on the Discord and social media, then you'll be able to find out. But yeah, we've been live streaming for an hour and 45 minutes now, guys. Just to run over everything, Just Flight FS Traffic is getting its compatibility update this week, so we have had Richard in. This looks a bit better, but it still doesn't look amazing. We've had Richard from Just Flight in the chat answering questions. Massive thank you to him. But yeah, he has confirmed that the compatibility update for FS Traffic will be released this week. They're hoping as soon as tomorrow, but if not, they want it to be before Wednesday. Keep in mind that we have got Flights in Expo happening in America, so they do want to get that out pretty sharpish. And yeah, this is the compatibility update for FS Traffic 2024. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 with FS Traffic working in natively now, so you can see that you can click here and we can add our code, we can add our airports in. I also noticed that the traffic wasn't spawning in as quickly, but we are getting some planes now. Yeah, so no definite stream, guys. Like I mentioned earlier on in the stream, I do want to have the channel do regular live streams. something that I kind of thought about when I was away on holiday, that I'd like to do at least one live stream a week, maybe in every 2 weeks, but on the same day, at the same time. I want to start getting that as a regular thing, because I think I enjoy doing them. I think it's a nice outlet to discuss. You know, you can have a news live stream of different sceneries that are coming out, or you can you know, focus on a specific add-on like we're doing today, or you can do a flight. It's very versatile. I mean, it's as versatile as just making a video and doing it. But in terms of, say for example, a flight sim add-on comes out one night or one day, you can have a stream schedule for the next day. Not so easy if you're doing we're going to hit a lamppost. Not so easy if you're doing a pre-recorded video. So if an add-on comes out one day and you want to do a flight or a trailer as a pre-recorded video, it's not as easy to do it just like that. You know, you've got to record and edit it and stuff like that, and you might not be able to get it out in a day. That's where live streams are a bit more versatile, in my opinion. Definitely. I mean, Liam, this update was supposed to fix VRAM issues, and there's no way. Like, my FPS is going to be shocking now. And you guys know I've live streamed from this airport. I've done videos on this airport, and the FPS count has been up to 40. It's 18 now. It's 18. That's terrible. But you'll also see my memory is showing full VRAM usage for my 16GB card. So this is definitely I have no hesitation to say that this is definitely something with Sim Update 2. I refuse to believe it's anything else, because when I live streamed from LAX, from JFK, we were getting 40. You can go back and watch those videos, guys. I showed you the debug menu. We were getting 40 to 45 FPS. Now it's tanked, and I do not believe for a minute it's just flight traffic. It's not just flight traffic. Well, I hope not. I hope it isn't. I mean, if it is, then I don't know why it was working in Heathrow, Manchester, and Manchester should have been an issue. Even though there's not a lot of aircraft there, that should have been an issue, because that is not fully 2024 compatible. Neither is Liverpool. East Midlands is. That was absolutely fine. So if we remove traffic now and the FPS goes up, I will report that. Oh, the scenery's broke here. They were supposed to fix this. This was an issue where the scenery is going into the floor, and it's really bad here. It wasn't never that bad, but it's gone even worse. So I'm confident to say that this is a sim issue, and it's nothing to do with just flight traffic. Like, we are dropping so bad. And again, you can go off and watch my past live streams on these airports, LAX and here. Exactly the same system, 40 FPS. I think they're jetways for CRJs. I don't know, you know, mate. You might be right. You might be right, actually, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I think they had issues with the scenery clipping in, but I'm pretty sure that was updated. I don't think they should look like that. They're very... Well, actually, do you know what? You could be right. You could actually be right. Oh, I think you're right, mate. I think that's just me with my limited knowledge of you. You're pretty spot on with JFK. They are... That does look like the whole thing's glitching into the floor. But yeah, no, they are for CRJs. You are right. For the regional jets. See, that's why Alex is there. That's why he's a mod, guys, so he can correct your knowledgeable host. But yeah, definitely not just flight, guys. It seems to be well, the American airports seem to be a bit buggered at the minute. I'm sorry for being rude, guys. I just want to... Nice. But yeah, seems to be... oh, we've got an invisible plane. No, we haven't. There you go, Alex. There's a CRJ. It also looks like they use it for the 737 as well. And the Embraers as well. Good spot, mate. There you go. That's why you're here. No, the only reason why I said it looked like a glitch is because that's what it looked like over on these piers before they fixed it, and I just don't ever remember seeing that like that. But yeah, no, I mean, it's usable at the minute. It's better than LAX, but it's still not the greatest. It really isn't. But yeah, it just like traffic has injected in. You've got your JetBlues looking like they're on this the right stands at the right terminal. We're getting about 1 FPS better than we were. Hey. And then we can also see, we're probably going to tank the FPS. We've got some blank liveries over there. We've got a Saudi 777 there as well. I think that's where Delta should be. Yeah, I think it's a bit one of the better airports for the airlines being on the correct stands as well. Right, guys, I am very, very hungry, so that means I'm gonna have to go off and eat some food. I also have to come back on the computer to get the next video all set up and ready. Hopefully we're gonna be back to kind of 1 video, maybe 2 a week. We'll go back to it. There's still some that I've missed out purely because of obviously the likes of the Azure Poly Raphael video, and then another upcoming video which won't be far off, guys. I'm very, very excited to show you that one as well. But yeah, everyone who's been in, our mods, Mike, Alex, Kyle, we've had Richard from Just Flight popping in to answer your questions about the upcoming updates for Just Flight FS Traffic 2024. It's going to be a free update. Just Flight have always stuck to the free update models, so you will get an update. All the previous owners of FS Traffic of 2020, you will get an update in the next couple of days, according to Richard, and you will get that free update, and you can then start using FS Traffic in 2024, and it's fantastic. It looks fantastic. It really does, to see the airports come alive. And as you know already, the default traffic options for flights in 2020 and 2024, that there was a big thing of 2024 having better traffic, and it wasn't great. Like, I mean, I remember coming to, I think it was JFK actually, and seeing like a C-17 and a glider parked up on the stands, and I was like, yeah, that's realistic. But yeah, this is great. Just remember, guys, if you are using this, you do need to turn off the trap. You need to completely turn off the quality of traffic, air traffic and ground traffic, and then I can show you that now before we head off and we end today's live stream. So you need to go to your graphic settings, and you need to go down to traffic quality and air traffic and turn it off. You also need to go to online, and aircraft type traffic type needs to be turned off for FS Traffic to work as well. But like I said, thank you to everyone who's joined today. Thank you to everyone who's been watching but not necessarily being involved in the chat. I appreciate it. If you do want these live streams to be regular, please let me know in the comments what day suits you. Right now, Sunday is looking like the better day. Not too sure on a time just yet. It might be earlier in the day. Could actually be something like a midday live stream that I do every Sunday, but that is not confirmed yet. I will confirm that at a later date. But yeah, no, do you know what, guys? Always love to live stream. Sometimes it goes a bit, doesn't always go right, but most of the time, it's really nice thing to do. And it's only possible by obviously my mods coming in and helping me out, and you guys for watching, of course, as well. Yeah, I think the weekend, I can't do Saturday. Thursday and Saturdays are a no-go for me, unfortunately, but I think Sunday's probably the way to go at the minute. But it might be an earlier day, an earlier time than this. It might be something like maybe between 12 or 3, something like that. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Brian, aka Practically Geek. Please make sure that you follow me on social media. I'm on every one of them at the minute, by the looks of it. Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, and TikTok. I do upload a mixture of, on my social media and Discord, I upload a mixture of flight simulator content, videos and pictures and screenshots, and I also upload my aviation photography, real world aviation photography. It is a better option to do Instagram and TikTok for those things, because I'm allowed to upload a lot more video, pictures, and they're easier to scroll through than the likes of Facebook and X as well. But obviously Discord as well, I am on Discord. There's a Practically Geek Discord server. All the guys in the chat today are in there. Please come and join. Descriptions are in the description. Links are in the description. And yes, thank you so much, guys. I will see you again very soon.